All right, I'm gonna do this video while I go to this thing I gotta go to. So I've been meaning to do this video for a couple of days now, and I gotta address Cynthia G. I'm gonna go into some other stuff, specifically as to why black women shouldn't be in control, and this is really just another example of it. But I want to say something to Cynthia G about old boy with they call her Apartment Patty. So for those that don't know, just a quick rundown. There was this white woman in I believe it was St. Louis that this happened, and this white woman thought that this black dude didn't look like he lived there, and he was just trying to come in off the street and whatnot, and she tried to block him from getting in, and then she followed him to his apartment and made sure he got in, and she tried to play it off like, okay, well, I just wanted to make sure that you were like a neighbor, maybe we should meet sometime. And black dude was like, yeah, whatever, get out my face. Okay, so that's the situation. Now, it's not only Cynthia G, but it's other black women, but they keep promoting this notion that somehow black men are weak for not getting in Becky, the white woman, Becky's face about, her blocking him for the door. It's like he didn't get belligerent, he didn't tell her off, he didn't do any of this stuff, but had it been a black woman, he would have gotten her face, he would have called her all sorts of, bitch, etc. and so forth. Now, I get it. I really do. I get it. Because black men are less compassionate with black women than they are with white women, by and large, so it seems. I get it. But here's where I gotta call out the contradiction, because Cynthia, you sit here and you talk about how black men are weak, black men are powerless in the face of white supremacy, and this is why the black community looks the way it does, because black men aren't aggressive, blah, 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 blah. So if black men are weak, black men aren't aggressive, wouldn't this behavior be exactly what you would expect from black men? It's that's not cooning. That's exactly what you should expect. Okay, so that's point number one. Point number two is that I've heard you say this in other videos. You say that white women can't be trusted because black communities were burned down off of the off of just the word or the accusation of anything from a white woman. So let me get this right. Black people are so powerless that a single white woman can have entire communities burnt down off of her word of an accusation that wouldn't be true, or a black man would just end up killed. And you want black men with that history of white folks to get in the face of Becky? How much sense does that really make? Like, at that point, I gotta ask, are you actually for the black community? Because for you to sit here and basically promote black men getting in white women's faces with the history of animosity that blacks and whites have towards each other, you want black men to go out there and do that. I mean, again, black people were only 13%. We're outnumbered by white folks 5-1, and we already have a history of every time an actual race war or race riot breaks out, we actually lose. Because again, we're outnumbered, we're the ones who get jacked up, and then a trial is held by white folks who always find white folks innocent, and you want us to sit here and get in the face of the very women that produce these men. I mean, talk about black genocide. I mean, I don't understand. Like, and if by some chance you see this video, or someone gives it to you by circumstance, or you hear this claim in your comment section enough, I just want a response to that. Like, how are we as black men supposed to get in the face of Becky like we do black women when there is zero consequences for getting in black women's face? Because again, black men are the ones who are the vanguards for black women, And again, if we're attacking black women allegedly, then who's going to come to the rescue? Clearly, white folks aren't doing it because I direct you to the media. And other races of men aren't going to do it because they're too busy doing their own thing and or also fighting white supremacy. So since we're supposed to sit here and get in the face of Becky, how is that not going to bode bad results? I mean, I would actually like an answer to that. Like, what do you expect black men to do in that situation? And again, blacks were already viewed as loud, we're already viewed as violent, we're already viewed as everything else. You know, it's like, if we even raise our voice, you know, by the time white people tell it to the police officer, you know, we were running around screaming, dang near, you know, destroying everything in our path, and we were just an absolute threat to society, and we need to be put down like dogs. Right? I mean, but then again, when we sit here and we coddle, and we cower, and we, you know, we're calm, it's like, okay, please, ma'am, can you get out of my way? Can I get to my room? Man, why are you blocking the door? See, when we do that, now all of a sudden we're weak. We're bitch asses. We're, you know, we like, this is just another example as to how the black man is somehow subverting, you know, the black woman. It's like, what are we supposed to do then? Please answer me that. What are we supposed to do as black men? This is a black man talking to a black woman. I ask you, what are we supposed to do? You know, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And this now leads me to my next point about, you know, black men, man, we just gotta ignore black women. Like, this is why women cannot be in the driver's seat. That is completely contradictory on so many levels, and that sort of mentality is going to get us jacked up. I mean, it's, you know, you need to get in the face of the very people who you always lose to whenever a, you know, racial incident breaks out. I mean, this is why women can't be in control. This is why women can't be in the driver's seat, and this is why men need to ignore all of the claims of women, because one, they're not going to do anything, and two, if you do things the way that they want it done, the community is going to get torn apart. And again, I mean, Sergeant Willie Pete has already addressed this many times. Even Cap Solo, who, you know, and I know they're cohorts and two sides of the same coin, but I've heard it from other black YouTubers too. O'Shea Duke Jackson, I listened to him too. He said it. LAR movement, he said it. It's like, you know, men, we just got to take control, and, you know, we just got to build. And regardless as to how much they complain and whine about it, because they're always going to complain about something, because really they want to be, you know, lockstep and key with white women. And that's not going to happen. It was 13% compared to what are white people? 72%, 73%? Well, let's round down. 70% of the total population. It's like, no, there will never be equal footing with those unequal numbers. It's just not going to happen. You know, I mean, as put down as, you know, minorities in general are, or should I say, with Hispanics being a minority as well, and they're valued more so than, and the Hispanic woman is valued more so than the black woman, even they still don't have, you know, equal parity with white women. You know, and they're only, what, 4% more than us, 17% versus 13%? I mean, it's yeah, like we black men cannot be listening to black women. I'm sorry. It's just, I know black women are going to get mad. They're going to get angry. They're going to yell and scream. But it is what it is. You know, as someone else has said before, if they were actually going to fix the problem would be fixed, because they've been complaining about it for the past, you know, 30-something years. Probably 40, 50-something years at this point. I mean, depends on when you want to do it. I personally look at it as the end of the Black Panther Party. And by the end of the Black Panther Party, I mean the end of the actual Black Panther Party, like back in the mid-'70s. I know the Black Panther Party is still around, but, you know, they've been, you know, infiltrated by the FBI and radicalized, and now no longer stand for what the original intention of the Black Panther Party was originally intended for. You know, but yeah, and again, the Black Panther Party was not started by women. But, you know, again, I'm not going to get into all how, you know, black women were also, you know, allowed to be on the front lines, which is why they think that they can go out there and, you know, just combat white supremacy on equal footing as men, you know. But again, when men get hit, it's, you know, you failed. When women get hit, it's, well, you didn't protect us. And it's just like, okay, so, you know, like, black man loses again, you know. But, yeah, it just is what it is, man. Like, we can't have we can't have women running the show with this kind of mentality going on, and whatnot. So, but I just find it funny. I just find it real funny how, when we cower to white supremacy, this is just another example of how we're weak. But then when we stand up to white supremacy and we inevitably take an L, then it's, well, this is just how it has to be. It's like a black man will sit here and go, man, you know what? I ain't stand up for that. Nah, see, y'all crackers gonna listen to me, all right? And then when he gets arrested, it's like, see, niggas is always in jail. Niggas is always getting arrested. And it's, y'all need to be more crafty. Y'all need to, stay under the radar. Go get those resources. Dang, I mean, use your head, nigga, damn, But then, when we're like, yes, hi. I was trying to enter in my apartment, and I was not allowed in by this Becky, and she said that I could not come in because it didn't look like I lived there. Then it's, see, and y'all weak, y'all bunch of wimps. See, why are we supposed to let y'all lead and build when y'all over here acting like a bunch of softies? It's like, you can't win. You can't win. So if we can't win, then, hey, it is what it is. Our community will look like whatever the community is going to look like. And sadly enough, this is that's the very point that, the fence jumpers jump on. It's like if me being loud doesn't bode good results, and me being soft doesn't bode good results, and I'm not going to be followed no matter what I do, then what's the point in me doing anything? And that's what Brothers is on out here. I mean, and I get it. I mean, it doesn't build the black community, but I get it. Man, it's just, I just don't understand. But, again, this is why women aren't supposed to lead. This is why men are the ones who have to lead. This is why men have to tell women in a nice way, shut the hell up, sit down, we got it, and not listen to them. But, again, we have that single mother epidemic where, young black boys are listening to their black mothers who train them to be, one way, even though the world operates in another way. And then when the boys grow up and realize this, they go one of two ways. They become the very men that women complain about like niggas is selling drugs, niggas is in jail, etc. and so forth. Or they go the other way and they become a Carlton Banks sort of, Fox News Republican talking about black people do it to themselves. I'm going to get me a white woman. I'm going to get me a Hispanic woman, Asian woman, Polynesian woman, either way, non-black woman across the board. And I'm not going to sit here and deal with all of this attitude. And it's just like, neither one of those men builds the community. Like, yeah, the eventual Ray Ray and Pookie, yeah, they do select black women. Okay, yeah, congratulations. But then you sit here and talk about how niggas is always abandoning you. Well, you got chosen those, so why are you complaining? It's just like, because again, when you sit down and listen to all the arguments, after a black man selects a black woman, aka being pro-black, there are no complaints filed about the conditions of the black community being fixed, which therefore leads me to believe that, hey, it's not actually about the community being fixed. I just want to be selected like the white woman. I just want to be valued like the white woman. And after that point, it's just like, well, then stop charging black men with the responsibility of building the community, because you really don't want the community built. You just want to be selected by a black man so you feel valued like the white girl, and then you can go off and live your little life with you and your black husband, your black children. And despite the fact that you're still going to be used as the poster child for all that's negative, all that's foul, all that's disgusting, all that's gross, and all that's undesirable, you don't care. And at that point, it's just like, well, then what are we doing here? Like, keep your mouth shut. Like, if you don't really care about the community, then you don't care about the community. And I've gone back and listened to some of my other videos, and I raised the same points before. Sarge has raised the same points before. LAR Movement's raised the same point before. I mean, Solo TV. I mean, just go down the list of all the, frustrated black male YouTubers out there, and it is what it is. Like, but again, black men, you gotta stop listening to black women. So, and I don't know how to fix the problem. Well, actually, I take that back. I know how to fix the problem. It's just that with certain problems still being problems, black men are not motivated to do it, because black women aren't motivating black men to do it outside of, shaming tactics. But again, men don't do anything without the, promise of reward. And black women are the same way, but it's just a different kind of reward. And you're not going to have black men going out here, busting their butts, trying to build a community that they're not going to benefit from. It's just like, oh yeah, you want me to go out here and study? Yeah. You want me to go out here and become a professional and, bring money back to the black community? Yes. You want me to sit here and protect the black community, put my life on the line for the black community? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So the demands I have for that is I want the baddest chick in the room. It's like, nah, you got to do with this fat chick. Okay. No, I'm not doing that. But, all right, I'll come down from a 9 or a 10, and I'll deal with a 6 or a 7. It's like, all right, we'll give you a 6 or 7, but you got to deal with her kid or her 2 kids or 3 kids by the very black man who she was complaining about, 20 minutes ago. Even though back when you were studying to be a professional, she was, curving you for this guy, but now this guy done walked out. Now you have to step in and take over the responsibility that he left behind. And black men are like, nah, I'm not doing that either. Okay, well, you're still responsible for it, but because it has to be done, there's no reward, but you still got to do it. And that's when black men are like, yeah, I'm going to go over here with Becky, and I'm just going to have to see y'all later. Yeah, you can call me a coon. You can call me, a tap dancing Negro, Uncle Tom, whatever. But I'm going to take me and my tap shoes, and I'm going to go over here to the white community and just, Fox News, personal responsibility it to death. And it just is what it is. Because at least I'm living a comfortable lifestyle individually, and black people are just, well, it is what it is. I'm out. It's just like, see, man, we can't be having people on this program. But until it changes. And I get black women's angle too. It's just like, you want me to look fine? Yes. That means I gotta go to the gym. Yes. You want me to sit here and eat right? Yes. You want me to sit here and look pretty, have my nails done and my hair did and all this other stuff. While simultaneously, being on par with white women who have a way better intact community than we have. So basically we're fighting an uphill battle from the word go. Yes, Keisha, that's exactly what we want. Like, all right, I'm gonna need a house. I'm going to need a kitchen. I'm going to need a car. I'm going to need, all these material things to do that with. And black men are like, I'm going to need you to do it first. Like, how am I supposed to go to a gym if you don't have a gym? How am I supposed to not worry about where I sleep at night if you're not giving me a house? How am I supposed to go where I need to go to get all of the stuff, like the proper foods to eat and to go to the gym to fulfill the gym membership if you can't afford a car? It's like, and at that point, you really got to look at black women and go, they got a point when they sit here and say, I can do that all by myself. And it's like, and again, that's why black women look the roughest, because they do believe that they have to do it all by themselves. And it's like, eventually someone has to admit that they've been on some BS and they have to give in. They do. So, I don't know who's going to give first. Really, black men should give in first, because again, it's not going to get done until we do it. And I get it. You don't want to sit here and work for a 9 but get a 6 or a 5 or a 4 with a kid. Like, I mean, I get it. Or even a 6 with a kid. Unfortunately, there's too many black men out here doing that, because it's like, it's not about the quality, it's about the quantity, my nigga. And it's like, oh, see, and that's exactly why we got the problems we do. But anyway, I'm almost at the place where I gotta go. That's my video. John from XY Rising.